Hello everyone, Shle Berry here. Today is day 2 in my 30-day vlog challenge. Today we are going to be kind of talking about morning routines, and I hope the things that we talk about today are thought-provoking enough for some of you to engage in the comments or on any other of my social media platforms. I have been really working on my morning routine for quite some time. There's just a lot of moving pieces around to try and fit you. This gentleman in particular, and I'll actually put a link to a couple of his videos down below because they're just I don't know, I want other people to watch them. I've been sharing them with all my friends and my family and stuff. His name's Dr. Andrew Huberman. I think that's how you say it. He gives you a really good explanation of why you should do those things, but he takes really high level concepts and he breaks them down so that normal people can understand it. I've been really dialing in on my morning routine because I'm trying to have some kind of consistency in my life. My thoughts sometimes are so caught up in what I can't control. It just meditation again has been helping me identify when that's happening, and it kind of helps me pull myself out. It's hey, we're here. Look at me. My morning routine right now consists of 1, immediately drinking water when I wake up. I'm really terrible at drinking water in general. When you wake up, you've literally not drinking water for the entire time that you've slept. And I love coffee, so I've had the really bad habit of putting coffee in my stomach on an empty stomach. The second thing is I try to get outside and go for a walk. Not only is it really, really good to get sunlight into your eyes as soon as you wake up, it helps start your circadian rhythm for the day. I guess we're very wired to be in rhythm with the sun. The only reason I dug really deep into this one is because I've been struggling with sleep for such a long time. I'm just really nocturnal. I feel like a vampire most of the time. Maybe I've watched too many Blade episodes. Someone just recently told me that Blade is a Marvel character, and I was like, well, in that case, he's my favorite. Shout out Blade. You should go watch those movies if you haven't. Anyways. So yeah, that's the second thing I do is I try to get outside, but more intentionally, I go for a walk. As everyone knows, exercise is good for you. It's that time I get to myself in a very calm way. I'm getting a little bit of exercise. I'm smelling the fresh air, maybe processing some things from the other day. You're in a very calm state. You're not bothered by the stresses of life yet. Once the day gets started and stress starts to pile up throughout the day, too many things start to occupy our mind and we don't think quite as clearly. So once I drink some water, I get some sun on a walk, I come back home. I usually read. Depending on the book, I don't really put a limit on pages. I'm usually I try to read a chapter a day. I have read a lot of nonfiction lately, meditation, a lot of books on the music industry, a lot of books on business. I've always really liked reading. Books have kind of been that gateway for me. They've been that if you've seen The Matrix, where you can download karate and then all of a sudden you just know how to fucking fight. Books are kind of like that. But right now I'm reading a fiction book. It's one of my favorite fiction books. Shout out YB and Alex because they put me on. It's called The Name of the Wind. It's technically a series. There's 3 books in total, but everyone's waiting on the 3rd book, and people are upset about it, which I understand now because I've read the 2. I can understand why people are yo, if you don't give us this last book, we're gonna come find you. But yeah, that's what I've been reading right now. And then after I read, once I get some thoughts going in my brain, that's usually when I do journal, is after I read. And then I meditate for 5 minutes. I just set a timer on my phone, and I can get through 5 minutes by myself. I don't usually need a guided thing. Some days are harder than others, but how many is that? So I wake up with water, I go for a walk to get some sun, to get some exercise. I come back, I read, I journal, I meditate, and then I make sure I take my supplements or my vitamins. My appetite has been really not that great lately, so I've been taking supplements to make sure that I'm just getting at least some nutrients into my body. And then I start my day. I'm really trying to drop a project this year. I haven't dropped a project since 2019. What the fuck, man? I dropped a joint album as Jillian's Revenge in 2021. So if you've seen me post anything about Jillian's Revenge, I'm in Jillian's Revenge. So being an artist, you just overthink way more often than you should. Your morning routine should be looked at as an investment and not as like a chore. Because if you can do it and you can find some consistency in it, you'll see that it's establishing the whole vibe for your entire day. And I hope you find some encouragement to start one. I really recommend it. It's helped me. The more stress you have, the quicker you age, the less life that you're expected to have. It just made me think about like how much I stress Yes. And like doing the math in my head and shit and being like, man, maybe I only got to like 45. I'm going to link a bunch of videos in the description for you guys. What are your thoughts on morning routines? What are your morning routines? The number one key to all of this when you're trying to figure out your morning routine is to just be really patient with yourself. You're only going to see results through consistency. So if you're changing your thing up every couple of weeks, give a routine some time. Time is going to really show you if it's working or not. So today was day 2 of my vlog journey. We talked about morning routines. Until tomorrow, kids. Peace out.